Bryan, Houston here as we get ready for the big football game, the 2021 opener between the Whitehouse Wildcats and the Forney Jackrabbits. And with us right now, the brand new head football coach at Whitehouse High School, Kyle Westerberg. Coach, first of all, welcome to Whitehouse High School, and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Thank you for having me on, and a little bit about me. I grew up a coach's kid, so this is a business that I've always known my whole life, and this is what I always wanted to do. I've been coaching since 2007. I've been an offensive coordinator since. I've had stops from the biggest high schools to the smallest high schools. Recently came from Barbers Hill as an offensive coordinator. Got a wife. I played. Let's start with. I played college football for 4 years in the Division II level. My family. I've got a wife. We've been married for 11 years, I believe, and with 2 kids, Parker and Peyton. One just turned 7. The other one's 9.
So it's quiet around your house.
A little bit.
And I won't bring this up often, but you are the son of a coaching legend in the state of Texas. Tom Westerberg was the head coach at Allen for many years and won 3 straight state championships with a guy named Kyler Murray. So I'm assuming that you gained a lot from being at his side from birth right along to into your coaching career.
Yeah, like he's my biggest mentor. He's like I said, one of the true reasons why I got into this profession. Growing up, like I said, I was at the field house with him. I was ball boy on the sidelines on Friday nights, and just got to watch the way he interacted with his players. I always thought he had a special bond with them, and I always thought that was just awesome. And so I had the opportunity to play for him. When I knew I wanted to be a coach, I wanted the opportunity to coach with him, and I wouldn't trade any of those years. Everybody always asked me, was it hard to play for him? And I said, no, I think it was fun. Now, was he harder on me than on anybody else? Absolutely. And then gotten into coaching, he taught me a lot of things, and was he hard on me? Absolutely. But is the reason why I'm here today in the position I'm in is he taught me a lot of things.
All right. Well, let me ask you this then, as a first-time head coach, how do you view yourself? What's your coaching personality? Are you a fiery, emotional guy, or are you pretty chill? What's the setup?
I think a lot of it depends on the situation. Everybody talks about you don't want the emotions to get the best of you. Don't let your highs be too high and your lows be too low. But, I think it depends on what the kids need. Me personally, I can be a pretty emotional guy. And I say emotional, I'm a excited guy. I like to celebrate, have a good time. I want the kids to be excited, but at the same time, I've got to be able to control one thing you'll control my emotions, but one thing you'll see on Friday night is a lot of emotion, but in a controlled, it's got to be controlled because I'm leading this ship right here. So I got to make sure everything is controlled.
You probably over the years, especially in the last few years, as you started to start looking at becoming a head football coach, you start thinking about what kind of program you want to run. And, we hear the word culture a lot.
Yes.
That seems to be a real hot button word now in the last few years. So tell me a little bit about some of the things that you envisioned for a program when you were going to get that shot to be a head football coach, the kind of things that you wanted your program to stand for, some of the characteristics of the program.
Coming in, my whole thing is from a program philosophy is I want the kids, number one, to be the most physical team out there. And number 2, play as fast as they can play. And with that, not necessarily tempo, each individual kid playing to their max capacity speed every single play. And then number three, those kids having fun. I mean, they're only in high school one time. They could be doing a lot of other things, but I want to make sure these kids have fun and always want to come back and visit us when they graduate and move on. You know, that's kind of the philosophy I preach to these kids. And if they can do those three things, we're going to be okay.
What attracted you to the White House job?
You know, I think a lot of it had to do with doing my research, the community, the school district. You know, it's a one high school town. You know, it's a great place for my family to be a part of, and great place to raise my two daughters. Not only with that, the last couple of years, the tradition of, you know, they've been 8 wins, 9 wins here and there. You know, so it's kind of up and coming right now. And then also there's some classes with kids that are coming up that are going to be pretty special, I think. So, and then obviously facilities are great. You got an indoor, you know, a nice stadium, building a brand new school board. You know, facilities are nice.
So let's talk a little bit about your football team, this first football team that you're going to get to lead out there as the head man on Friday night. What do you think so far? Tell me a little bit about your strengths and weaknesses. I mean, you're not going to share many weaknesses,
right?
I know. But just talk a little bit about your 2021 Whitehouse Wildcats.
You know, I think, you know, a lot of people have asked me what I think, you know, we're going to be like, and it's still hard to tell. We're still trying to find that identity. You know, that's one thing I stressed last week. What is our identity going to be? And I think we're getting there. We're a younger football team with a lot of juniors and a few sophomores starting, especially offensively. But a few of those guys have played in the battle, you know, last year as sophomores. So I know, like, offensively, we're going to be young. So what we're looking for in that role is guys to step up to be leaders. And that's what I'm pressing is, number one, finding your identity. What kind of team are we going to be? And then number two is guys stepping up to be leaders. You know, defensively, that's where we're pretty senior heavy in all positions right now. And so those guys have been through the battle, and I'm expecting them to kind of show the younger guys the ranks on how it's supposed to be done, but by work ethic and leadership.
I guess if you're coming into a situation where you are in a bit of a rebuild, but it's probably not a bad place to be, where you've got a lot of experience on defense and you've got a returning starting quarterback who's played every ball game, had a pretty good season, and is still only a junior.
Right. You know, we'll have to lean, you know, defensively, we're going to lean on those guys, but at the same time, you know, I think offensively, we're going to get better every week. We're going to get better every day. And those guys are going to, you know how I coach and how we practice. And I think, again, try to make things as hard as they can in practice for that to be easier on Friday nights. You know, Joey's going to have to step up and be a leader. You know, now he's got to pretend that he's a senior and been through this thing for 3 years. People look at him now as a leader.
How did you guys fare against Melissa in the scrimmage last week? What's your assessment?
You know, I thought we did well. Like I said, you know, not a lot of preparation, kind of going into it blind. I thought the kids handled it. They competed, because that was the big thing. You know, spring football, we had 16 practices going against each other. You know, did some 7-on-7 against each other in the summer. The last time I've really seen them compete against somebody else was, you know, in a 7-on-7 state qualifying tournament. Of course, that's a different situation. Then we started fall camp, and those guys, you know, again, competing against each other. So I thought, I was waiting. I was nervous. I didn't know how they were going to be. And so those guys flipped the switch, and it was a different colored jersey, and those guys got after it. I thought gave us a foundation on where we are right now.
far as Forney is concerned, we know had a rough year last year, only won one ball game, changing coaches in the offseason. You know a little bit about Forney. Tell us a little bit about that.
I think, again, the guy that's the head coach over there, I've known him for a long time. He actually coached with my dad for a while, and I got the opportunity to coach with him. And a lot of guys on his staff I know. He does a great job, and he's going to get those guys I know on the winning side and get that program turned back around. Those guys they're playing hard. I mean, it's a new coach. It's just like here. There's going to be a lot of excitement. There's going to be a buzz around town. The new coach, and he's emotional, and he's going to get those guys playing, and he's going to play 4 quarters of football. I can promise you that. It's not going to be an easy cakewalk.
What do you see as being the key matchups in this ball game Friday night?
I think from an offensive standpoint, it starts up front, making sure that we take care of the down 4. And I think guys are going to have to just step up and make plays. Defensively, we're going to have to fly around with the football and just be consistent. And that's the whole thing I've been preaching last week was we kind of did a word of the week, and it was consistency. It's making plays in all phases of the game. I think special teams is going to be big because we haven't really gone into a live battle yet with working on some special teams. And so I think whoever can win the special teams category is going to have a good chance to win. So like for us, that's been a big stress this week is making sure we are fundamentally sound special teams.
All right, now I'm going to get to the personal thing and then we'll wrap it up. But give me an idea what you think is going to be going through your mind on Friday night when you lead that team out as the head man for the first time in your career in a new place, new stadium, new team, and this is game 1 of the Kyle Westerberg era. What do you think is going to be going through that head?
I mean, I don't know. Just talking about it right now gives me goosebumps and gives me chills. You don't really think about it. You get so wrapped up in work and busy, and there's sometimes at night I go, gosh, I'm driving the ship for a program right now. Last Friday night, the way we did the scrimmage and everything was a kind of a game-like situation. I wanted to treat it just like a game where all coaches were on the sideline. We had the headsets out. We were rolling. I mean, it was a game. And so I wanted to do that so it would prepare me for this coming Friday night. But I can promise you this, the butterflies, nervousness, the anxiousness, it's going to be crazy. Probably some sleepless nights. And I was like that last week a little bit. I was texting my wife on the bus over there. I said, you think being nervous as an offensive coordinator, and I did. It didn't matter how prepared I was. That was just me. I get nervous. And I said, but leading the team out there to go compete, now all eyes are on you. And I said, man, it's times 100 right now. So, but I think, I'm looking forward to the opportunity. It's always been a goal of mine to lead a program. And I mean, I'm just going to embrace the moment.
Well, Coach, we wish you the best of luck. We're glad to have you here in Whitehouse and look forward to 10 plus games this year. No pressure.
No, that's where we're trying to go. I mean, our first goal, trying to win a district championship, and it starts Friday night. I told the kids the other day, it's chapter 1 of their season right now. And so what are they going to, for Team 62, what are they going to write in their first chapter? So, but that's our goal, is to win a district championship first.
Well, fantastic. We look forward to step 1 coming up Friday night against Forney. Thanks very much for being on with us. That's Kyle Westerberg from Whitehouse High School, the new head football coach. I'm Bryan Houston, back with the kickoff in just a minute.